at a place. Remember a while back I sent you that picture of the microwave in my motel, and it had like a turn knob to set the timer, and it was that old plastic that yellows.
Yeah.
Speaking of old plastic that yellows, Putin had this big speech where he's trying to he's mobilizing the fucking troops, right? He's calling up all the active and retired personnel. He wants like 250,000 men to take over the Ukrainians. Meanwhile, I've heard there's people. I saw an accountant get drafted. He's like, "This is my paperwork. My name is Alexei Kumanov, and I'm a fucking accountant. I've never seen a gun before."
Yemen.
And they're sending me to the Donbass.
Kyle, I don't think you understand. You're thinking attorney. These are badasses. These certified public accountant field. I'm a little offended you just said that.
He has no military experience, is what I mean.
He's played Call of Duty. They took anybody who has Counter-Strike installed.
This guy can work an adding machine.
Is he aren't like they're intentionally trying to draft like anti-war people, like people who speak out against the war they're trying to draft up?
I think they usually lock those people up, but they are recruiting.
No, Putin said that.
All right,
Putin
so I
said
saw
that anyone who's protesting the war will get conscripted to serve in the war.
I
thought I heard something like that.
They're also recruiting for prisons.
Fucked up.
That is I'm on both sides on that. On one hand, it's look, I'm not a subject matter expert, but if you recruit from prisons, you probably get tough guys. I'm guessing, right? You know, like just a tougher than the general population.
Sure.
Most general people think if they go into prison, they won't be the toughest.
We don't want the toughest military, though. We want the best organized, right?
That's the other thing. I've heard they're more likely to desert and they're more likely to steal.
You mean to tell me that if you're going to get somebody who's in...
Let me tell you about one of the guys that's confirmed been like released from prison. They put his mugshot up. In his mugshot, he's given like a double thumbs up. And they're like, "This is Kukulov Mumalov, and he's the cannibal of St. Petersburg. He ate 4 people, and he was caught eating the victims of a car accident he happened upon with a companion. Like him and a buddy came upon a car accident and started consuming people.
So
that's how they finally caught the cannibal of St. Petersburg, and they're sending him to Ukraine with a rifle."
I don't think that guy's going to be a net positive to the people around him. I think he's going to cause problems. I don't. If I am that accountant and I get conscripted into war, I'm gonna hope that it's a bunch of other accountants over that guy.
Oh yeah.
You don't want the butcher of Kilovyev.
Not
watching
at all.
your back.
No, but in Putin's speech, if you look behind him, he's got those old phones that have turned yellow. That old plastic. And I was like, I got to read Reddit comments. I bet they know. And a lot of people were under the impression that because those were older school phones that they couldn't be hacked from afar the way that digital devices could.
Oh,
but then somebody was like, "Nope, that's a VoIP." Oh, thank you. Oh, I thought you were gonna show the phones. But he's got 3 phones behind him, and they all look like the phones from early 2000s that businesses would have. They've got the one with the little digital screen that flips up and all the multi-lines. But then he's got 2 of those plastic, ugly yellow phones. It's like, come on, we posed this scene we're in, right? We picked that wallpaper out in this desk. We fucking got his makeup looking just right, and we left those phones in the shot. That's
those are ugly phones.
That's your grandma's phone. That's grandpa's phone who used to run a hardware store.
Yeah.
I'm not inspired by Putin. Every time Putin speaks, I feel like he's annoyed.
He looks like he's about to fart.
I get the vibe that he's annoyed that he has to be doing this. Like when Zelensky speaks, it's inspiring, and he talks not about himself, but about his country and the heroism and the bravery and all this inspiring shit that he's trying to rally around. Putin is like, "We're doing this. Fuck you. I'm enough of this. I'm tired." Always.
It looks like he's gained some weight. If that's a very
he's
recent
looking
picture.
a little puffy.
He's getting a little puffy in the face.
He's getting a little steroid puff. Yeah, he's
like
you can always you can see world leaders gain weight when it gets bad for them.
Yeah.
You think he's Jericho thinks he's on quarter steroids. Taylor thinks he's on stress eating.
I bet he's stress eating. I think it's both of our personal biases. I'm definitely stress eating.
I'm like, someone's projecting.
No, that's a telltale sign.
I bet Putin can't put the cheese nips down. That's his real problem, not the Donbass.
Just throwing darts at the board here, but maybe baked ziti.
The Donbass isn't the only ass you gotta write.
My blood pressure's not great either.
He appears to be losing that war. I saw someone break down like what's been happening over the last week or 10 days. And I guess there came a time when the Russians had to choose a place to keep and a place to give up. And the Ukrainians moved to the place they gave up. And now the Russians are in danger of being encircled in the south. And like it's looking like a real war now, where the Ukrainians have pushed back a little bit. And then winter's coming, right? So they don't know what kind of winter it's going to be, though. It could be like a sloggy slush fest that would favor the Ukrainians, or it could be ice cold, which I don't know who that favors.
I watched the same video that I watched a YouTube video that had the same information that you're just giving, so I heard that. One thing I didn't hear, though, was about the encircling. I heard the opposite, that Russia couldn't hold all these fronts because they were too stretched out. And as Ukraine takes their space, they're naturally not stretched out anymore. I don't know dick about war.
I saw the exact same video. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it seemed to make sense to me. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. I don't know. I watch it from Reddit. So it's just entertainment, I suppose. But I can't imagine having to fucking live there. Like especially if you're not some quasi neo-patriot, you're just Jimmy the baker. And your wife's pregnant, and you're not going to go fight in a war and leave your pregnant wife. You're going to stay right here and make sure she's safe. But every now and then a fucking rocket hits the street, or like the bakery's closing, because I don't know, like how do you live your normal life? That would be so crazy.
Can't.
The pandemic's the closest. The pandemic was the closest first world has come to dealing with shit like that, or like our version of the first world.
There's a CNN guy, Fahid Zakar. How close am I? Can anyone do better?
I don't know.
Never heard those words.
No idea.
Okay, you probably recognize his face, and he's a pretty sober, smart
white guy, right?
Guy at CNN. No. And anyway, he went to Kyiv, and he was talking about his experience there, and he's like, "Okay, first of all, getting there was a nightmare. It's not a normal fly in. They had to go to Poland or whatever. But he's like, once you're there, on the surface, it seems kind of normal. The place isn't war torn. And he's showing all the candies and goods you can buy at the store. Like these people almost seem determined to live life normally in Kyiv. But he's like, right under the surface, there's a kind of stress, a worry, a concern. There are soldiers out and about that you wouldn't normally have just walking the streets. And so that to me is the living experience. I'll just trust CNN. It's always a good policy tale. Will back me up.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I guess it's not wildly different in Kyiv anyway than it is normally.
I'm still willing to take any bets on the length of the war. I think we've still got 12 more months of war going. I don't count there might be a ceasefire along the way, but not a lengthy one, so I don't count that as a loss. The war won't be over for at least another year. They both sides want to see how winter goes, right?
Yeah, that thing about I heard two things. If winter's cold, it makes it easier for the troops to move back and forth. So Ukraine or Russia might make more moves if the ground is nice and frozen. If the ground is soggy, then you can expect the lines not to move a lot, but it's to Ukraine's advantage in that Germany doesn't need the same heating problems, that it wouldn't have the same heating problems it otherwise would if winter was warmer.
That's right. Yeah. That was a part of it as well. The oil.
Yeah,
it's really cool to watch this thing go down. It's like the plot from a movie or something. How long will it be until there's a movie about this? And will they have Michael B. Jordan play Zelensky?
Asking the real questions.
Hit that subscribe button right now.